Welcome to another episode of Dynasty Drive TV. I'm joined here with Coach Cassius and Malik Mayo as we break down the action from the semifinals. The first game, OU versus Bama. There goes the Oklahoma Sooners, led by Jalen Hurts, looking to get another win after winning on the road against Louisville and last week against Michigan.
Yeah, and they have all the momentum, playing great on both sides of the ball, but they have their hands full tonight with this Alabama team.
And there is the Crimson Tide. Started slow last week after the bye.
But it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and they dominated the second half.
Going into the game, both teams had similar goals offensively to stay on schedule. First possession of the game, Bama on the 3rd and 4 in OU territory. Bryce Young jumps back, escapes the pocket, and gets sacked by David Starr.
Yeah, going up against this Brent Venables defense, you have to expect pressure, and they get home early.
The OU offense goes 3 and out. And the first play, they go play action and takes a shot downfield to Ryan Williams.
When in doubt, 2 will bail you out. Great throw, it's smart to fire your playmakers early.
Alabama gets the ball into the red zone, and they look to take advantage. Young, looking, and fires a dap to Isaiah Horton for 6.
They clutch OU in press coverage again, and this time Horton makes them pay. Great release at the line of scrimmage.
OU with the ball on 3rd and long, down 7. Hurts dropping back an all-time on-target with the throw to his receiver for a big gain.
Bama loves man-to-man, and Hurts does a great job of finding his matchup.
Another 3rd and long, can they convert? Hurts takes a shot and a great catch by CeeDee Lamb.
Second, 3rd and long on that drive. Hurts finding his best playmaker as they cut this game.
Bryce Young dropping back, sees the blitz and fast his tight end for a huge gain.
Venables loves to blitz, and Bama had the perfect play call that time.
Later in the drive, 3rd and 4. Young takes the snap to finds Horton in tight cover. 2nd and 5. Bryce Young, of the keeper, has some space and it goes in for the touchdown.
Great execution by Bama, but if you're OU, you have to get off the field on 3rd down.
Next possession, OU on 3rd and 6. Hurts throws it back shoulder for completion.
Good throw, but a better catch. Just being an athlete and going up and getting the football.
3rd down, can they convert again? Hurts scanning the field and finds CeeDee Lamb.
This communication by Bama. Some playing land and some playing zone. Defined by Hurts.
3rd and goal, and they get stopped just short of the end zone. Venables getting aggressive, and they decide to go for it.
I love the decision, but not the call. You have a quarterback that squats 600 pounds. I will put the football in his hands.
Defense gets a stop, however, and Hurts flies his tight end, and they get into the red zone.
In the first half, Hurts was excellent on 3rd down. You see more here finding his matchup and executing.
Trying to tie this game, Hurts throws it to Sategna, and he goes in for the score.
Good drive there, converting on multiple 3rd downs to tie the ball game up.
2nd and 11, approaching the red zone, trying to escape the pressure, and he's sacked.
Yeah, bad sight there. Nothing's guaranteed, and now it's a harder kick.
The field goal attempt to go up 3. The kick is up, and it's no good. So at the half, we're all even at 14.
Bama took control of the 3rd quarter, and those 3rd downs OU were getting vanished. 24-14 going into the 4th.
Alabama with the ball, and Young jumps back and fouls his tight end for a huge gain in plus territory. 2nd and goal, Young finding Edwards again and pitch time as a touchdown.
Down 2 scores, I thought OU would be more aggressive defensively with some blitzes, but they played coverage and Bryce Young picked them apart.
With 6 minutes left, Alabama took full control of the game, and OU couldn't come back. Moving on to the national championship game as they await the winners of Auburn and Ohio State.
Great second half performance, scored 17 unanswered. They made their adjustments, and they're going to the Natty.
Remarkable performance by Bryce Young with 387 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Also completed 80% of his passes. They're going to need another performance like that if they want to waste up the trophy. But the game of the evening, Ohio State versus Auburn. Ohio State looked flawless after the bye week, and they're looking to keep the momentum going as they take on the Tigers.
Here comes Auburn, led by Cam Newton, a very special player. He has put the team on his back all year long, and they're going to need another Superman performance by him.
Speaking of Superman, Cam Newton and this offense are taking the field first. On the first play, big no option, and Newton maneuvers through traffic and breaks a big run down the field.
The Ohio State defense outflanked, and Newton takes advantage, getting into the open field where he is dangerous.
Third down for Auburn. Newton can't escape the pressure, and he's sacked by Atkinson.
Doesn't get sacked often, but they hit home here for a crucial stop early.
50-plus-yard kick attempt. The kick is up, and it is no good. And Ohio State taking over with good field position. Second down. Fields drop it back and throws it down the seam for a big gain.
Tight window throw by Fields, and he is playing with confidence when he can make throws like that.
Ohio State within striking distance. They throw a screen to Jeremiah Smith, and he goes nowhere. Offense staying on the field on fourth down. Fields throws it out to the flats, and Porter scores.
I love the aggression by Ryan Day. You're here to win, and these red zone possessions can make a difference.
Auburn on their next possession. They get the ball into the red zone. 2nd and 3. Hands it off to Alvin Henderson for an easy touchdown.
Poor gap integrity. You had the linebacker and defensive tackle in the same gap.
Next possession near midfield. Fields looking and finds Jeremiah Smith, and he gets up to the 30.
Another tight window throw by Fields. I love the confidence.
3rd and 7. Fields drop it back, and guess who? Jeremiah Smith with another catch.
Ohio State finding a mismatch and exploiting it early and often.
Another 4th and goal attempt, but this time they don't get it.
Again, I love the aggression, but I would love to see them not need fourth down so much.
Auburn in plus territory. 3rd and 2. Newton takes the bubble on the RPO, and it goes for 30.
Great read by Newton, but better blocking on the outside, and no one left to beat but the safety.
2nd and goal. Newton dropping back, and he is sacked by Josh Mickens.
So far, this Ohio State defense has been making plays when they need to. Good play to force 3.
Auburn kicking the field goal, and they go up 10-7. Ohio State with the ball back. Fields throws it, and it is intercepted.
I don't think Fields ever seen him. The linebacker Caleb Wheatland undercutting the curl and making the play.
Auburn trying to get push off the turnover, and Newton finds his receiver behind the linebackers for a huge gain. The drive stalls, though, and Auburn forced to take 3.
Kicks in the red zone in a game like this usually gets you beat, but they prefer to take the points instead of risking getting nothing.
As we approach the end of the first half, Ohio State with the ball on 1st and goal. Fields in rhythm, finds his tight end in the middle of the end zone for a touchdown.
And the tight end is the quarterback's best friend in the red area, and we see it here.
At the half, Ohio State up 14-3.
Both teams playing well, but to me, the difference in the first half is the red zone success. Ohio State 3 trips and 2 touchdowns, while Auburn had 3 trips and 1 touchdown.
As we start the second half, Fields carries it, breaks a tackle, and he takes it all the way down into Auburn territory.
Great way to start the half. We didn't see much of his legs early, but he's a dangerous runner.
3rd and 2. Fields throws it out to the flats and has Dobbins for the score.
Auburn coming with the blitz, and Dobbins just winning with speed and leverage.
They get a stop, and the offense is back up. 3rd and 4. Fields taking a shot, and Tate has a snap. Beautiful pass for a touchdown.
Auburn getting aggressive with an all-out blitz, but they don't get home, and these Ohio State receivers have been too much for this defense to cover man-to-man.
2-score game, and Ohio State put their foot on the pedal and never took it off. Dominating performance in the second half, and they move on to the Natty.
Big credit to this Ohio State defense, only allowing 7 points in the second half, and those 7 were in garbage time. And they're moving on to face Alabama. I can't wait to see this matchup because they were viewed as the 2 best teams going into the season.
The moment we all been waiting for. One game to determine who's at the mountaintop of college football. The Ohio State Buckeyes looking to capture their 10th Natty.
But on the other side, Bryce Young and the Crimson Tide looking to capture their 20th.
If you're Alabama, you want to disrupt the timing of their receivers. We seen last week when Fields can play in rhythm, they are a dangerous team.
Yeah, and the Buckeyes have a little bit of the same game plan, but more specifically with matchups. When you're one-on-ones, they expect a lot of man-to-man, and they're going to play a lot of man-to-man as well.
First possession of the game, Alabama in Ohio State territory. Young drops back and throws a dot for a first and goal. First and goal, finds his tight end on the RPO and he fumbles. Ohio State recovers.
Huge play by Peak, forcing the fumble and swinging what looked like a score drive for Bama.
Ohio State backed up and they handed off to Dobbins for a 22-yard gain. They're moving the ball and play action pass, and he finds his tight end to set him up nicely. 3rd and 5, read option. Fields takes it and he is short.
A little confused about the play call. If you run on 3rd and 5, you would have assumed they were going for it on 4th.
But they take the 3 and go up 3-0. Next possession, Bryce Young takes it himself and runs for a big gain past midfield.
You don't see too many designed QB runs for Bryce, and the Tennessee breaker hits big.
Next play, Young has no chance and he's sacked by Houston.
Back-to-back sacks by this Ohio State front. They gave the Auburn offense trouble last week, and we see a little more of the same here.
And then, the very next play, Young is sacked by Mickens. 1st and 10, and the Alabama defense joining the party for a sack.
We called Kelby Collins' name quite a few times last week, and he's keeping it going.
Start of the second quarter, Young finds Richard Young, and they get in the red zone for the second time.
One-on-one with the linebacker, and Young with a great route to get open.
2nd down, Young play action and finds Mechie Dallasine for a touchdown.
Great play call. Ohio State in cover 3, and Young is able to find the open hole in the zone.
Ohio State with the ball. 3rd and 7, and this time it's Pierre with the sack.
Fields can't escape the pressure, but that was more of a coverage sack, as he had nowhere to go.
Bama with the ball in Ohio State territory, and he finds Ryan Williams to set up the 1st and goal. Then, a few plays later, hands it off to Daniel Hill, and it goes for 6.
The Bama offense found their rhythm, and it started by getting the ball to their playmakers, Ryan Williams and Daniel Hill leading the charge.
Under 2 minutes in the second, Ohio State trying to get points before the half, and Fields looking for Tate, but it's intercepted.
Yeah, good move off the lap by Tate, but Calhoun undercuts it. And if you're Fields, you gotta put a little more arrow on it so he can get it.
First 20 after the turnover. Young finds Mechie and breaks contained all the way down across midfield.
Poor angles by the DBs. Both guys go inside, and Mechie gets in the open field.
1st and 10. Young drops back, scrambles and gets sacked, and he loses it.
Antoine Peak with another sack and a big play to slow down the Alabama momentum.
2nd and 4. Fields drops back and takes off for a big gain. 3rd and 11. They take a shot near the end zone, but stop short. Sets up an easy kick, though, and at the half, it's 14-6 Alabama.
Yeah, the story of the game so far has been those 2 turnovers in the red zone by Ohio State. They could be winning this game right now, but instead it's 14-6.
Ohio State with the ball to begin the second half, and they start with an explosive pass.
Exploiting the man-to-man defense with the motion, and it opens up the field.
In the red zone, Fields dropping back, but still delivers a dot to take for the score.
Great drive to start the half, and they regain momentum with a touchdown.
2-point conversion to tie this game, and a screen to Dobbins does the trick. Alabama back at striking distance, and a quick throw to Mechie. Hassan's face and gets it inside the 15.
Young was phenomenal all night long, and him and Mechie had a telepathic connection because he was his favorite target.
Next play, Young threads the needle on the seam, and they score. Ohio State on 1st and 10. Fields under pressure and sacked by Kiwi.
This Alabama pass rush was superb all night, and they create another timely sack.
3rd and 11. Fields throws it up to Tate, and he comes down with the play. But they review it, and he didn't get his foot down. They attempt a long field goal, and it's no good.
Yeah, unfortunate miss, but you had to try to get points there.
Ohio State out to the short field. 3rd and 4. And Young throws it deep to Ryan Williams for the touchdown.
And 2 joins the party, getting over top of the corner for the easy score.
Down 2 scores. The Buckeyes trying to stay in it. Fields finds Jeremiah Smith for a huge gain.
In desperation time, you have to get your best players the ball.
3rd and 9. Fields finds Carnell Tate, but he's short of the first down. 4th and inches, and Ohio State decides to take the 3.
This was a terrible decision in my opinion. Down 2 scores, and you only need an inch. Much different approach from last week.
The defense gets a stop and a big 3rd down. Fields looking and has his receiver down the sideline.
400+ passing yards for Fields and great ball placement there.
2nd and goal. Play action and touchdown to his tight end, Jelani Thurman.
You don't know how many more possessions you're going to get. That's why you have to be aggressive down 2 scores in the 4th.
2-point conversion this time is no good. Alabama with the ball. Hands it off to Daniel Hill, and he gets all the way to the 30.
Explosive run has sparked the drive. Great blocking up front.
After the sack, Bryce Young fires it to Horton, and he makes a man miss and takes it in for the score.
Poor angle by the safety, but great by Bryce to find a favorable matchup and give him an opportunity to make a play.
3rd and 12. Fields scrambles and is sacked by Pierre. Fourth down. Fields hit as he throws and incomplete.
Those edge rushers love it when you get into a 7-on-7 situation offensively. They get into a sprinter stance and get aggressive.
Ohio State, final opportunity. Fields to the end zone, and it's intercepted.
3rd turnover in the red zone, and that was the biggest difference in this one. Congratulations to Alabama. They are national champions.
The confetti comes down, and the Crimson Tide are on the mountaintop. Out of our 12 legendary quarterbacks, Bryce Young ends up victorious. Stay tuned for year 2, as I will be adding some upgrades to each team to enhance their roster.